I'm a silver lining girl. I find something good everywhere. I mean, my brother can attest to this, and everybody else that knows me in any regard knows that I always find the silver lining in everything. And so, what good will come of this? What is the positive that we're going to walk away from this going, thank goodness that happened? Because what is it? What good will potentially come of everything that we are going through as a world right now?
So hope for some of these changes that Steve mentioned at the beginning of our session, these cultural changes. I have another video that came from Spain. It actually was probably created here in the United States, but it has Spanish subtitles. I'm happy to send it to everybody because it is that silver lining. And thank you, coronavirus, for waking us up as a human race to what is important, what is meaningful, and the way that we should move forward. If we as a country continue to believe that the CEOs are okay by making 100 times more or 1,000 times more than their workers, then that would be a really sad statement for me. I'm hoping for those kinds of cultural changes where the inequalities of our planet can somehow, the gap between us all can be narrowed and we can be on a more equal footing.
I think the silver lining is, I've long viewed the country as having the 40% in the middle that are fairly reasonable people, each party representing about 30%. Within each party's 30%, there's a 5 to 10% that are what I refer to and many other people do as the wingnuts. While I think the wingnuts will always be there, I think that true tragedy and having to pull together, whether it's a world war or it's a virus, I think that 40% in the middle can grow out a little bit and become bigger. Maybe it becomes 60% in the middle, maybe it becomes 70% in the middle, even though they may keep a party affiliate. I think that people who claim no spirituality and no religion, they're not going to get religion, but I think that spirituality can grow. And I think that people looking out for their neighbor can grow and will grow a lot more. Even here in our affluent community right now, Williamson Medical Center put out a call for face masks. So there are people who otherwise wouldn't give anything to anybody who are sewing masks right now. Mm-hmm. And so I think there are some good things that are going to come out of it. So I think that a lot of changes are coming, both good and bad. What we all can do is what we do now, and that's talk to other concerned people and take really good care of our own families, and then help as we can with other families.
There's been a lot of banding together, helpfulness, and I think that's just been really nice, and I hope that it will continue. I think it will continue for a little bit. I think about just again, the time after 9/11, how people banded together. There were definitely people who didn't, but I'm hopeful about that. I'm hopeful about just connecting with my local community to do a positive thing.
GM is making 100,000 face shields. I mean that's an impressive. Steelcase in Grand Rapids, the office furniture giant, they're going to be able to make masks. They have the capacity to do that. There's also going to be a greater appreciation for science. So many people it's inconvenient to believe, that of climate change, effects. And this is just so science data oriented, and maybe that'll just help people. Wow, we really need to listen to the science. And
spirituality, community, and science. Religion is a totally different thing, but spirituality, where you have a connectivity to the world. If you didn't believe it, you gotta believe it now. Community. I'm a basketball coach, and I coach youth basketball, and I can't coach now. And so I miss that. I didn't realize how much I missed it. Thank you. Signs. I agree. People find it inconvenient. It's an inconvenient truth, to use the man from Williamson's words, our previous vice president. And it's inconvenient for people to believe it. But it's like that scene in Jaws where he says, this fish is going to have to swim up and bite you on the ass until you believe it. Well, I mean, it's bitten us on the ass, and you've got to believe it. And, and what's kind of fascinating here to me is, your group is called the Great Reset. We're undergoing exactly that right now. And I hope people are paying attention.
Thank you.
I have 2 silver linings, and this may not apply to everybody, but I'm getting precious time with my kids. I've got one who's leaving home in 4 years, and I'm so happy to have him home. And we run a far too busy life, and I'm so happy that we are grounded. So personally, I'm enjoying the time. I also have been feeling this big, waiting for the shoe to drop on a pandemic. And I almost have a sense of relief that we're going to do this. We're going to get through it. But it's overdue in terms of resets and recalculations. We are overdue for a pandemic. So I'm ready to face this and get through it and stop having it hanging over our heads and do the learning so that we're better prepared for whatever comes down the pike. I think there's a lot of learning to be done in this, and there had to be a reset. And so I think it's time, and I'm less afraid being in it than having it hang over my head.
Okay, and I'm just going to say goodbye and thank you again from the bottom of my heart. This means so much that I've got human beings in my life, and you all have human beings in your life that want to connect and communicate and share respectfully and humbly. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish you well, and I wish you happiness.
All right.
Thanks, Linda. It was
Nice
great
to
meeting
meet
all of you.
Steve and Meg.
Good to meet all of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.